sideways market here for Bitcoin. I'm going to share with you the rationale I use to decide which altcoins I'm going to be actively adding here to my portfolio on this dip. If you appreciate this, if you want to buy into the cryptos we're going to be going through, you can do so using the exchanges, link in the description to Bybit to Mexi. Look guys, this market, we've spoken about it at length here, is looking to set up a reversal. It's already corrected here to the downside over the last couple of weeks, and now we're at risk of Bitcoin forming this M pattern. So it's the sensible thing to do, like I've been sharing in my last few videos, to not only be prepared to nibble, but to have a defined list of which altcoins you want to buy and when. So for me, like I've shared with you guys, if Bitcoin starts to touch the EMA ribbon on the weekly chart here, which we're getting close to, right? The EMA ribbon starts here at 61,300. I will start nibbling. If we end up deeper into the EMA ribbon, down to 55, 56, or even lower to the bottom of the EMA ribbon at 50, those nibbles will become bigger and bigger. Of course, I'm not just adding Bitcoin. I'm going to add other coins, and those altcoins we're going to go through here today. So if you appreciate this type of content, smash up the likes. Even here on a Sunday, guys, I'm not going to do you wrong. I'm going to give you the content that you need. So this is the way we're going to do it. Get yourself over to CoinMarketCap, right? You can quickly set yourself up to put it in this order where you get the 24-hour change, you get the 30-day percent change, 60-day, and 90-day. This is the way I like to look at it. It gives me a good view of which altcoins are lagging the trend and which ones are overreacting. Remember, when you're looking to buy the dip or DCA, you want to buy the difference in the market. What does the market not know that you don't know? For example, where's the market overreacting? And that's one of the things we're going to look at now. So let's go through the list and I'll give you my thinking as we go through this list. So if we look at this over the last 90 days, Bitcoin is down only 2%. I'm using the furthest right column here on the side here. So it's only down 2%. Am I desperate to buy Bitcoin here down 2% over the last 90 days? Not particularly, okay? Not particularly. Like I said, if we get deep into that EMA ribbon, I will be looking to buy. Ethereum is actually up 2.76% over the last 90 days. So for me, not a desperate buy. BNB, not a desperate buy. Solana, this is where it starts to get interesting, down 24%. If you're somebody like that, like Solana, and you want to add Solana to your portfolio, down 24, 25% over the last 90 days, that could be a good opportunity for you. Now, of course, it depends on your particular portfolio. In my particular situation, I don't need to be adding any extra Solana. I was lucky enough to be getting into Solana around 18, 19, and some of the early 20s when I was buying. And then, of course, I rode it all the way down as well, all the way up first and then all the way down. So for me, I don't need more allocation to Solana right now. It may be something I DCA, but I'd have to see an even juicier price. This is a juicy price, 24, 25% down, than we're seeing right now. So for me, not Solana just yet. Then we go further down. XRP down 23%. Again, if you're an XRP fan, 23% down in the last 90 days is now a good solid correction. Dogecoin down 28%. Again, maybe a nice opportunity to get yourself a little bit of Dogecoin if you haven't got any. A lot of people like to kind of poo-poo on Dogecoin. Guys, it's a top 10 cryptocurrency. And it's been here for a very long time. So it's almost at this point now where it's irresponsible if you don't have a little bit of exposure to the Dogecoin. I mean, when it goes and tears faces again and goes to 60 cents, 80 cents, $1, then people are going to be like, I just should have bought myself some at 12 cents. It's one of those things. So you can't go wrong, get yourself a bit of a DCA. And then in ninth spot, we're going to come on to one which I'm particularly interested in, which is TON. Now, this is going against my grain, right? If you look at the last 90 days, it's up 46%. But this is the problem, guys. When you have a hot narrative, sometimes your rules of buying in the red don't work. Sometimes you do just have to get in because particularly with exciting narratives like we're seeing with TON blockchain here, and we spoke about Notcoin, which was launched on the TON blockchain. You can go watch that. I'll link that up for you guys. It's a hot narrative right now, and it's already in the top 10 crypto. So again, irresponsible if you're not considering a game plan for how you get some exposure to TON in your portfolio. So for me, this might be one I have to bite the bullet on and say, you know what? I'm just going to have to start DCAing, nibbling at these prices. Of course, I'm not going to chase the green, but I'm going to wait for some pullbacks. If we touch daily EMA ribbon or get to some of those levels, that could be something for me to nibble if Bitcoin starts to fall to the downside and if we see a bit of a pullback in TON. Then when we keep going, we then get Cardano. Again, a very interesting one, down 40%. If you're a Cardano fan, which I know some of these Cardano fans are starting to dwindle and Cardano's losing some of its momentum, but again, a top 10 cryptocurrency. It's not a joke, right? It's been there, seen it, done it, and they continue to prove that their market cap holds up. So I've got good exposure to Cardano, not desperate to add loads more at this price. But again, if you haven't got any exposure to Cardano and you wanted some exposure to a top 10 cryptocurrency, it's down 40% over the last 90 days. Something for you to consider. And then we can keep going down the list and seeing which other ones jump to our attention, right? You got Shiba, again, down 35%. Not a joke. 11th biggest cryptocurrency by market cap. You know, are you going to get some exposure to Tron, to Avalanche? For me personally, Avalanche down 50%. Huge discount on Avalanche. But for me, I'm not adding some Avalanche. Chainlink down 25%. Again, I've DC'd a lot of Chainlink. I don't need to be adding some more. Same for Polkadot. I like Polkadot. I like Chainlink. Again, they're both down quite severely over the last 90 days. They're big pullbacks, 25 and 37% respectively. But I've got myself enough. So you guys need to ask yourself the question, right? Obviously, I've been in this market for multiple cycles. So when I look at my portfolio, I'm like, I've already got a bag of Chainlink. I've got a bag of Polkadot. But if you're new to this space, remember, new crypto investors born every single day. If you're new to this space, you're like, where do I get started? And you're looking at some of these top 20 coins. You're like, hang on. Many of these coins are down 35, 40% from highs just within the last 90 days. I can build myself a little portfolio. And it doesn't mean that you throw everything you've got into that coin right now. It's about establishing a position, right? If you don't have a position in Toncoin and you want to build a position, you can start nibbling. If you don't have one in Chainlink, you'll start building. You start nibbling. If it pulls back more, you nibble some more. You don't just go, oh, I want a 10K Chainlink position today and I'm just going to throw 10K in at the price today. Because what's going to happen if the price keeps falling? What if Bitcoin pulls back even more? So you want to gradually get yourself in the market. Let's keep going here on this top 20 list. What else has pulled back big? Matic, guys. Polygon Matic down 43%. And again, for me, this is going to be one of the key themes of this video, is I'm really trying to focus on some of these layer 2 solutions. I feel like layer 2 solutions, when I say layer 2 solutions, I mean Polygon Matic, I mean Optimism, I mean Arbitrum. I need to nibble me some of those again, guys, because I feel like some of those prices get deflated. I think people are forgetting just how powerful they are and how much they run when that narrative comes back. So remember the cycle of kind of how the market works. You get Bitcoin moving. You typically see Ethereum then moving thereafter. The money flows from Bitcoin to Ethereum. I'm expecting an ETH season soon. And if that ETH season plays out, guess what's going to move with it? Layer 2 solutions. Things like Mantle, things like Optimism, things like Arbitrum, things like Polygon Matic. So I need to make sure all those bags are allocated in my portfolio. So when I see Polygon Matic down 43%, that's a cheeky nibble there at 57 cents, guys. I'm not going to lie. That's a cheeky nibble on Polygon Matic. And in a similar vein, we can go further down. Mantle, sitting here, is not down that much over the last kind of 90 days. But again, something we could look at, right, is Mantle. I then want to find, let's see if we can find Optimism. There's Optimism at position 45, down 51% on 90 days. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Buying from positions of strength. How many times have I said it? Now you're seeing what I mean by it. Many people were buying Optimism 50% higher within the last 90 days. Within the last 90 days. And now just because you're patient, you're buying at a 50% discount. And if Bitcoin falls more like that M pattern I just shared with you at the start of this video, you could be getting it at a lower price point. So definitely want to watch out for Optimism as well. In a similar vein, if I can find it, Arbitrum. Position number 34 there is Arbitrum. Again, down 51%. So for me, this is an active focus for me right now. Active focus for me right now. I've made a note. Remember, I don't just, kind of go off a whim. I have a clear game plan. If Bitcoin pulls back and the market pulls back some more, I'm going to be establishing more and more position size to my layer 2 solutions. That includes Matic, that includes Arbitrum, that includes Optimism, and I'm going to look at Mantle as well. Okay, so that's how I make my game plan. That's how I then stick to it. And again, the more Bitcoin goes down, the more altcoins go down, the more I'm going to look to nibble into those positions. So hopefully that's useful for you guys. Let's also take a look at some others here in the list that we're looking at. Near Protocol down 20%, not juicy enough for me. ICP, yeah, again, not really my field of expertise. Aptos, interestingly, is down 57%, although I've never fully been convinced by them. Cosmos Atom, guys, that's a cheeky one, down 41%. I've already got a bag of Cosmos, but you can't go wrong, right? Top 32, a key ecosystem play for interoperability. I made plenty of videos of Cosmos in the past, down 41% in the last 90 days. Let's see what else we've got down. Stacks is down 54%. Immutable X is down 46%. Sui is down 46%. Injective is down 41% as well. BitTensor, yeah, I'm not nibbling any of these ones specifically. Phantom down 45%. Again, you guys know if you've been watching this channel, I've got plenty of Phantom, so I won't need to be necessarily FOMOing in much more Phantom. But again, what if you haven't established a position in something like this and it's down 50%? I mean, just weeks ago, this is at $1.20 range, right? And now it's at 58 cents. You guys have to make smart decisions. When we talk about buying on pullbacks, this is what we mean. The average person buys at peak FOMO. That's not what you want to be doing. You want to be buying in moments like this, which is why I'm showing you my strategy of how I do it. If you appreciate this, you've got to smash up the likes, guys. If you actively want to trade with me, jump into our Telegram community. These are for my long-term buys, but I'm an active day trader as well. I do swing trading. If you want to see how I trade, get into the link. We just hit take profit this morning. I just bagged another 11% spot trade this morning. Whilst most people were waking up and brushing the dust out of their eyes, I've booked another 10, 11% spot. Simple, at just the first take profit. You guys can learn to trade with time as well. So let's also take a look here further down. Theta down 45%, not too convinced on that. Rune's an interesting one. Rune is a coin I have dipped in and dipped out of. 50% down right now. Could be a decent little nibble. And then I think we're going to stop there, right? We're pretty much now dropping into the bottom, out of the top 60. So we do head into some smaller plays. But I will just mention Algorand as well, down 46%. On Algorand, say down 55%. So hopefully you found this video useful, guys. This is how I go through and make a list of which altcoins I actively want to buy. So for me, just to kind of summarize, which ones do I like? Ethereum, I can never get enough Ethereum, but Ethereum is not having a big dip, right? It's up over the last 90 days. BNB, no thank you. Solana, I would if I didn't have a position, but I've got enough Solana at a low enough cost basis. Then that brings me on to looking at things like Toncoin. I know Ton is up 46%, but I do need to come up with a plan of how I'm going to DCA that, and I may need to bite the bullet just buying it at some higher prices. Doesn't mean I'm going to FOMO loads into it. I'll still wait for pullbacks into at least a 4-hourly chart, if not the daily chart, but I'm just gonna, I know what crypto can do. Sometimes when there's a hot narrative, you'll just keep going and you're like, oh, I wish I got in at $7 and you never got in. So I need to take Toncoin seriously with it being in the top 10. Cardano, I've got enough of. Chainlink and Polkadot, like I said, I've got enough of as well. I need to work on those layer 2 solutions. So for me, Ethereum, if we get a pullback, I'll buy more Ethereum, but not now where we are. But right now, already down 40, late 40s, 50% pullbacks on Optimism, Arbitrum, on Polygon Matic. That's going to be my active focus on this pullback. Let me know in the comments below, what's your focus? Do you have one? Do you have a game plan? Hopefully watching this video has just inspired you to say, hang on, if this market's pulling back and I can see that it's about to pull back, why don't I have a game plan? Why am I just going to sit here and get caught off guard and Bitcoin falls down to 60,000 and I didn't even take advantage of that dip? Get yourself ready, get some cash on the sidelines, have a game plan. If you appreciate this video, smash up the likes, do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.